recording, and then you can say that. Hi, welcome to day 5. We are going to be covering the anatomy of a goal and really connecting with, bringing those thoughts, those images and the feelings into alignment so you've got your strategy to move forward and really crack on. And for those who are coming on the live, we've only just opened up, but those who are coming on the live or watching the replay, I'm also going to share an invitation at the second half of today's class to invite you to join the rest of us. I think everybody on the call at the moment, we are already, these are some of the ladies, some of them don't have their videos on. Denise said you'd turn the video on as soon as I'm in the car. Okay, Pete, great. No problem, thank you. Most of the ladies all the ladies on the call at the moment, you're all part of the Awaken Woman program. You've already taken that next step. Give us a cheer and a wave of the hands if it's highly valuable in the Awaken Woman program, ladies. Yay. Yeah, Yolanda's not there at the moment. There we go. Yes, a high five. On a scale of 1 to 10 on your amount of fingers showing up, how top value is it inside the Awaken Woman program? 10s. Again, we've got a couple of ladies who just walked out of the room, but it is a strong 10 from every woman that comes through this experience. Yep, 10s from Michelle, 10s from Wendy, and 10s from Yolanda. And I'm sure Denise, when she comes back from her pee break, she's going to give it a 20. Because I know how valuable it is and how much it's transformed lives. This process it's a skill. And it's a skill that we haven't been taught. But when it's my unique method, having invested over $500,000 in my training worldwide and all the different things I've done. But probably more than that, it's been my actual dips in life, the ones that have been the failures, where I've learned to really take all those pieces and really reflect on what was I thinking, what was I feeling, what was I doing when I was succeeding, and doing it in a way that was a soul-fulfilled way. My heart was in it. I felt juicy with life, rich and joyful, and it felt really good. Versus those moments when I was manifesting nightmares. So today I want to take you through a mini journey of that with the anatomy of a goal. And the ladies who are on here, first of all, I'm going to open it up just to have a recap for the week, but also I'm going to ask you a strong question. And Wendy, this is one for you as well. First of all, Wendy, have you caught up or accessed many of the calls this last week?
I think I've caught up on 2, but yes, I haven't been able to. I did miss Wednesdays, it must have been, because I missed the 48 hours, so I didn't catch up on the Wednesday. I don't know, sorry, it has been a mad few days and every day is in one another. But, I'm filling up my cup.
Exactly, that's awesome. And I honour you for showing up for when you can. You're actually, I know that a lot of the ladies already in talk who have signed up aren't here as much, and a big reason is because you're all manifesting your dreams. I've got ladies who are busy working with clients because they filled their calendars. You're out traveling Australia because that was your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? All cool. You're not showing up to the lives, not because you don't want to do the work or access it, but because you've done the work, doing the work, and creating those.
Yeah, no, I love the lives. I love getting on the lives, and I've been disappointed that I haven't been able to. But that's what you're saying. The goals have come true, and what we've manifested, we're living.
Awesome. So why do you keep coming back, even when I do them free, just so that the ladies who may be watching this the first time, they've got some understanding of why is this such a draw card and a bonus for everybody?
It's made a big difference in my life. I was very much a people pleaser, and I felt like I was just marking time and not really doing some of the things that I really thought, that I'd thought about for a lot of years, but things got in the way, or I let things get in the way, and I didn't, I got less confident about it. And you say step out of your comfort zone. I have stepped out of my comfort zone so many times, big times now, that and you do have your ups and downs. And like I think I wrote you a little message the other day to say that I had a bit of a meltdown, but coming back all the time. And I love being in amongst you and all the ladies, of course. Usually everybody asks a question that is relevant, or it's a good reminder. It's just a really good reminder when you might just get off the track a little bit, or you get a little bit doubtful about what you're doing or something like that. And then it just reminds you, hey, you know, you've got the tools and, you know how to use them and you know what to do. So pull yourself together and get going.
That's awesome. And, you know, what would you say to somebody who might be sitting on the fence? I'm already just asking this now, but who might be saying, oh, no, I can put all this and move forward. What would you say to them about the offer, the invitation, when I invite them that they can join us in the Awaken Woman program? What would you say to them?
Oh, I'd say, don't wait till the last minute, because that's what I was doing, sitting on the fence, and I only just got in, and I would never have known what there was out there to help me move forward, you know, to just give me. It's been a while. It's been a little while working on it, but sorry, there's a little bit of background news going to come in now, but you know. You just keep moving forward, and like I say, if you keep joining in, you keep getting reminded, or I keep going back over some of my notes sometimes, and I've got things around that on our balance calls that you've, you know, helped me with, and I've got little posters up and things like that to have a look at to remind me. So it's just a really ongoing thing. It's an ongoing journey, and it's so much better with you and the ladies.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And I'd say just get in there and really give it your best shot. And for me, it didn't always happen really quickly. Some of the other ladies, I used to think, oh, am I getting this or not? But everybody does it at their own pace and their own time. So don't panic if it doesn't happen for you straight up, or, you know, you're thinking, no, this isn't working for me. It just takes time. In some cases, some people do, you know, manifest and explode big time, but yeah, it's at your own pace.
Excellent. Great wisdom, great advice there. Thank you. And I'll just mute that because there is a lot of noise banging around there in the background at the moment. But thank you so much. That was really great to hear. And Denise, Yolanda, Michelle, would you agree with those sentiments? Because I know that you're part of it. Yep, everyone's got thumbs up. And you know what? I want to remind you, it's not a read the book, I know that. It's not a philosophy, it's a practice. It's an actionable experience. And the Awaken Woman program is just the beginning of the journey with me, but it's basically your gym, your spiritual gym that I invite you to come and spend time with us. And you get amazing lifetime access to that as well, where you've got the Facebook group in the members area for all the skills and tools to keep in with the practice. And it doesn't have to be a lonely journey on your own, right, ladies? It can be one with everyone else from all different backgrounds, all different places all over the world, all different dreams. Some will inspire you, some will give you ideas, and others will just confirm with you that you can go for your big dream and your goal as well. Awesome. Wow, fantastic. Michelle, I would love to even keep your ironing. That's cool. This is what's all part of it. We're making integrated with life. It's designing your life, living your dreams. You started to share off camera just before I started the recording what was great about yesterday. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to share that now.
Well, I had a double dose yesterday because I missed the day 2 you can't see anymore. Day 3 I got to see because I tried to listen to it when I was in my car because my phone wouldn't actually listen to the whatever we're on, that Zoom call, wouldn't do the Zoom call because I'm on my laptop thingy at the moment, so it's different. So, but I watched number 3 last night, and I was actually at number 4 yesterday. Day 4 yesterday, which was really, both of them were amazing, really, really good. So I spent an extra hour and a half last night catching up with what I'd missed out on the day before. And God, it's just so similar to the stuff that I have to go through, you know. And you think it's different, but it's not, you know. We're all going through the same shit, you know, and it's just hearing different ways of dealing with it and acknowledging that whatever we get, we're sucking up and we actually need to get some understanding of how we can deal with it, you know. Perfect, it's really good, I love it.
Awesome.
I'll come back to the yeah.
And you know, how liberating is that? You say when you've got that awareness, I mean, you're no longer wasting a lot of energy in the no one gets me and what do I do? I feel stuck. All of a sudden it makes you feel very liberated, doesn't it? Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like you're doing anything wrong or that you're thinking about it any wrong, you know, it's all correct because we're all doing it. It's natural to feel that pain or that non-understanding, and for everybody else to be feeling the same stuff and being so honest about it is great, because we often hide that kind of pain and resistance to bringing life, you know. And even though it might be a relationship for me, it might be a work thing for somebody else, but it's all the same pain, you know. It's all the same misunderstanding. Yeah. So knowing how to deal with it is perfect. It's what we all need.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you for that sharing, and thank you to everyone who contributes, because you contribute by being here. You contribute even when you're watching the replays, and you can just share some comments and you cheer the ladies on. You share your gratitude of saying thank you, rather than just not saying anything before, because that's an old program of practicing to be quiet. And it's a very dysfunctional one. It's also, it's probably going to sound a little blunt, it's the mindset of a taker rather than actually a contributor and giving. And if you really want to create more juicy richness in your life, then start focusing on contributing to others in a way that isn't validating your own needs of being of value. Does that make sense? Because if we're giving to get, then we're people pleasing. Versus if we're giving because we're just adding some value and appreciation and gratitude, it goes to contributing not only the vibration of everybody else, but most importantly as well, yourself, right? And so in order to manifest more of what you desire, the rich, juicy, luscious, exciting, you know, bounce out of the bed in the morning because you can't wait to get on with your day, that kind of energy, that comes from a depth of appreciation and gratitude for yourself and for others, and witnessing other people and praising them and thanking them and recognizing that what they can create and release, you can create and also release, and vice versa. Is that it? And to the ladies who are on this call right now, is that really valuable just to be reminded of that? Awesome. Denise, when you get a moment, just give me a heads up, because I'd love to get some feedback from you. And in the meantime, Yolanda, before we kick on with today's content, would you like to just share your experience of this week? Because you've been on most of the calls this week, and thank you for that. And we'd just love to have your feedback on the last two days in particular. It takes usually a day or two for the energy to warm up. But then once we crack into like doing some sort of belief transformation, I mean, Wednesday was amazing. We saw the big shift with Mindy, and she's gone ahead, and after 15 years of holding herself back from fulfilling a dream, and she didn't realize how connected it was to grief. And this is one of the key things I want to let you all know and remind you, is that when we have unresolved trauma, that is, I'm just going to mute you for a second, Denise, unresolved trauma that's locked in our body and in our mindset. Now remember, your thoughts are your energy centers. What you think about, you bring about. And if you have negative limiting thoughts that are all bundled up like the cat in that ball of wool, you block the energy pathway for you to have the flow of life and to really have that rich, juicy, pure joy experience on a day-to-day basis. So one of the key factors that I do when I work with you and all the programs that I provide is I'm literally channeling pathways to help you reprogram your mind by helping you release the old dysfunctional programming and giving you the opportunity to be reprogrammed effectively, quickly, efficiently, fast. So it's like going to if you've ever been to who's been to a chiropractor? Everyone, right? Excellent. And you notice how quickly they do an adjustment. Have you also noticed that quite often when you go to the chiropractor, they also give you a few practical exercises to change your habits so you can stay in alignment? Honest survey. Who goes home and just does those new practices with consistency? No hands go up.
In the beginning.
Yeah,
while you're still in pain, I do them. And as soon as the pain goes away, then I stop doing the exercises.
That is perfect. And Wendy's nodding. Everybody else is nodding. Again, thank you. This is, and those watching the replay, you're going to get this and understand you're not alone, right? This is by no means a place, and anything I say is never ever about judgment. It's always just about awareness, because we've got to have a look at what are we really doing first? Let's stop denying and let's look at the truth, because from there, then we can take the pathway for success to align you with what you want to bring about. So Yolanda, you said something really, really crucial for today's content.
It just actually hit me. I am full of goosebumps right now.
Yeah, you just had your big breakthrough already right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is a dysfunctional program that most people buy into. I'll only take action when I'm in pain. I have to hit rock bottom before I do anything. I have to struggle to get what I desire. It has to be hard. Ugh. A lot of you I've got goosebumps because that just resonated with most of you. You just realized how much you were still trying on the hard pattern, right? What if you could just simply delete all that and just shift it into what is the most quickest, efficient, effective way for my soul to align and energize my dream? What is my next best step? See, these are the power tools, the quality questions that unlock the mind from being stuck and to unblock, like a plumber, to pull it out of the pipe so that we can let the life force for full vital energy and well-being to go through. And when you're no longer in pain, do you feel more joyful? Yeah, right? And it's true. Most of us, and including myself, have run on the program of waiting until the shit hits the fan before you do something. And it's why most people won't take action. And it's another reason. This is what you brought up something that's really important to understand. You may be, if you're watching the replay, you may be in pain right now and think that you can go this path alone. But as soon as you get some momentum, who's noticed, everybody, when you get some momentum, you start to sabotage yourself and you back off. Yeah, everyone's nodding. All right, that's where the power of a support group and a community and a mentor who coaches you will help you raise your thinking to a higher level of standard. Please write this down. This is crucial. This is a principle that most people do not understand. They say, but I know what I want. I know what I want. I want more. I know I deserve more. Can you please write this down? You do not get what you want. You always get what you tolerate. You do not get what you want. You always get what you tolerate. So most of us are a little bit too scared about the sea in the unknown zone. So we'll tolerate a little bit of pain, a little bit more pain, a little bit more pain. And like the frog in the slowly boiling pot of water, you're cooked and in the shit before you know it. And that's when you struggle, and it costs you so much more in time, in energy, in money, in opportunities that you've missed because you're settled in tolerating for less. And I refer the Awaken Woman program to being like it's a spiritual gym. Now, would you agree that if you were unfit, unhealthy, who's been to the gym? Who's got a gym membership? Yes, no, can I raise your hands? So is it visual?
No.
Okay, so you got a gym membership. Has anyone here ever got themselves either a personal trainer or a group coaching program where they've gone into, because you knew that you'd have more accountability, you'd show up more regularly and consistently? Excellent. Well, I know for me, I've had a premium gym membership and I got it quite early on in the piece, and it's $35 every 2 weeks, right? So it's $70 a month. It's about $840 a year. And then it has to keep renewing every month or every 2 weeks. I'm paying that out consistently. What if I can show you, like with the Awaken Woman program, and this is more for the ladies on the replay at the moment, because I know everyone on the call at the moment is already here in the Awaken Woman program. But once you have access, you have to the core foundation of it, you have lifetime access to that. So you can go in and use the tools, learn the skills and apply those. And you have the community in there that you get to mingle with in the private Facebook group that is women only. because I deal with a lot of trauma blocks and releasing a lot of the old programming around that and grief and loss. And there's some very specific traumas that really impact women very differently than they do men. And so there is this real safe and sacred and safe and beautiful support group that allows that energy to be clear, where you can actually realize you're not alone. You have the opportunity to be with other people, and you also have the skills and the tools to strengthen those spiritual and emotional muscles to move forward and start creating a life you truly desire, you totally deserve. And you've also got a group that won't tolerate your shit or you settling for less. And just like a gym, like you've got the general access to that. If you then want to have more one-on-one access to me, you can access that too. It's like having the personal trainer. You up level and you pay for the VIP for that. But you get, sometimes some people want to do that on a consistent basis. Some people want to do that for 6 to 12 weeks, and then they're happy to maintain that for a while until they get to that next big goal. But it gives you that amazing environment. Would you agree, ladies? Yeah. Denise, you're in the car. No, you're ready. Would you like to share your experience of, because you've come on a lot of the training, we met physically actually at Holly Buchan's Firewalker training in USA many years ago in 2008. And just what's your share of your experience on this journey and the Awaken Woman program?
It has definitely changed my life, and lots of crap that I was holding on to and believing in and all is gone. My whole life and everything I know has totally transformed in the last 3 years since I've been working with Katie. And I've done so many of almost every program she's had I've done so far. So it's worth the work. If you take the time and put the time into it, it'll definitely change your lives.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure that the ladies who are watching the replay and catching that will appreciate it too. So what I'm going to share with you, did you all get your download, your printable for today? Yes? So I'll just share the screen so you can see it. So the printable is this. You've got the day 5, the anatomy of the goal. And I really want you to highlight on this sheet here specifically. There's a couple of sheets where you can go through. This is just taking you through the next steps, but it's this sheet that I want to go over with you. And this is a really important one, and it's worth printing this out. Laminate it, because this is your guiding star. Every time that you want to, that you choose, what am I choosing as a goal post, as a goal marker? Now, I'm going to pre-frame this. Most people set a goal first, and honestly, setting the goal first before you understand clearly what your core values are means that unless you're really already in authentic alignment, the goals are not going to be necessarily in alignment. So what does that mean? Let me break it down this way. Let me ask you a question first. Who sometimes struggles to even set goals and know what you want? Or in the past, take yourself back to before doing the Awaken Women program particularly. Yeah? So, and thank you for that, because that's especially for the benefit for the ladies who haven't had this opportunity yet. And they recognize that, that you were once where they were at. And you can still sometimes struggle with setting the goals and knowing what you want. Is that true? Yeah? Now, let me explain why. Because the programming that most of us have experienced over the years has been conditioning us, particularly as women, to run second in agenda to the man, to be the support role, the caregiver, to give up and compromise what we are to do. And this is in our third world countries, let alone other countries where I literally saw, and I won't say the nationality, but I saw coming after dropping my son off to school this morning, I thought, wow, that was interesting. The man walking in front and the woman walking in a traditional dress 10 meters behind the man. And I was like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Right? I wanted to shout out the window, like, you're hypnotized, you're hypnotized. But the thing is, in that hypnotized state until we wake up. Sometimes we think that that's normal because it's what we've been familiar with, we've been conditioned with, right? And, you know, I know many of us, I mean, I used to think, you know, that you know, in some of these other countries, the women are so badly treated, and they are. It's very true. Some women are terribly badly treated. But the truth is, women are still badly treated in first world countries. We still don't get the equal pay. We still have to fight for our rights. We still have to fight against a lot of the programming that goes on. And as far as like my experience, this is my stand. I stand for women having freedom, mentally, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, and financially. And by that, I mean, we don't have to be abused and that's neglected or bound up in somebody else's agenda. And the level of domestic violence in Australia and the USA is hideous. And it's related very much around emotional and mental abuse, physical abuse, and financial abuse is rampant, where women are denied money or they're denied the access to be able to get the skills and the qualifications or go do the work because they're still in these programs in that they have to run second to the man. And I want to really make a stance for that and say, look, you deserve to have your freedom. And you deserve to have a man or a woman, depending on whatever. I say your choice, and some people get upset at that. But whatever, I forget the language of it. I'm saying give yourself permission to have your life the way you want to have it. And that includes financially free as well as emotionally free and mentally free and physically free and sexually free. And by that one specifically, I really mean so you're not violated. Does this make sense? Yeah. And so if we're so conditioned, and still to this day, because it's dominant, you especially when you wake up, you start to see the TV series and you listen to the nursery rhymes and I'm just like, eye roll. The amount of conditioning, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. See, my system wants to get that fucker out because it doesn't like that conditioning. But the conditioning of really taking care of other people before we take care of our own needs. And so what happens is that erodes and any kind of consciousness and connection to what we know, are our human needs, our core needs. What do we need? We displace them, we forget them, we override them, we dismiss them, we make them second to everybody else. And so that starts to then also take us off center from our own knowing and trusting ourselves of what we actually need, because we lose touch with it. And then it also becomes such a priority to meet everybody else's goals that we lose sight of what it is that we want for our life anyway. We just simply know we want more. Or we say, I know I don't want this. Great, but what do you want? And then it's like a blank, because it's like, well, I haven't got any program there to have permission to go and actually create what I want to create. Does that make sense, ladies? Would you like anyone give us some feedback, just what I've said, because it's quite a heavy program. Would you agree? But it's one that's real, and it's one that needs to be called out, and it's one that needs to be looked at and deprogrammed so that you are at choice and that you can align yourself with what is your North Star. You can be take your power back, and you can enjoy your life, and then you become this wonderful contributor to somebody else. You're not codependent in having yourself validated on fixing somebody else or helping them fix their life or bring their life together or helping them achieve what they want to achieve. And my God, I mean, the amount of times that I have a lot of clients who have gone through this experience, and I've witnessed it over and over again, women who give up their lives 10, 20, 30, 40 years to help the man build the family dream in accordance to him. And he's tucked away a lot of money, taken financial control, and runs off with another woman, leaving the poor woman going, what the fuck happened? That is a very common nightmare, and one that I really want to assist women in helping you have your power back to create a life that is in alignment with you, that's rich and juicy, and that you can be a contributor to yourself and you understand how to have your power to propel yourself moving forward. So who would like to share something on what I've said? Let's start a conversation on that. Wendy?
It's probably going to be a bit noisy, so I hope not. Yeah, you're right. Like, if you have, like, I've sort of had some powerful people in my life that I probably let have my power. And when I did sort of come to some stages where I thought, well, okay, take back my power, do my thing, I sort of was a little bit at odds. I didn't really know how to do it. It's the same a little bit with the financial side of it. You don't experience it, so it's pretty hard to imagine when you're first starting out how it's going to feel, and what, like, even to imagine having a lovely big bank balance, anything like that. So yeah, it's just like the conditioning, your limiting beliefs, like you've said before, where you have to just, yeah, and I'm still dealing with a lot of them, and I will forever, I guess, but it's getting better and better.
And I
So,
honor you, because a lot of women will go to their grave and not have any connection to understanding that there is an alternative way, and yet are ready and are doing it, and it's so exciting. And we've collectively watched you completely transform your life on so many levels, and it's just it's a process.
Yeah, no, and it feels good. I mean, like I say, it's good to tune back in today, and I've been trying to all week, but it is really great to get back in, because it just does, I don't know, just reinforces everything that we've learnt and that. And yeah, you can sort of so give your power away to other people without even knowing it, and you don't live your life because you're too busy pleasing everybody else. And yeah, you're right, women do have that problem, especially probably in my age group, because it was a little bit more out there when I was younger, that men, they earned so much more than I did. And I got the crappy jobs to do for them, so that they could just do the cream on the top and earn the big money. So yeah, it was just pretty rampant those days. Thank God it has got better.
Yeah.
But there is a lot further to go, as you say. Yeah.
Awesome, definitely. And thank you for sharing that, because I'm sure that share will really touch someone's heart in a way that helps them feel like there is new possibility, there's light, and that other people understand where they're at as well. So thank you for sharing that. Yolanda, I just sense like you've got some comments to say. Would you like to share just about what was said?
Well, yeah, when you asked me earlier about my experience about this week, I do agree with Wendy that a lot of the stuff we've dealt with, we've worked with, and then when we come back for another program with you, it's like a reminder of all the tools that we actually have in our toolkit, because we're just human, and we still have those thoughts and those things that happen. And we were speaking about me saying no, which is something that I'm very proud of doing, but still having the guilt afterwards. But when you unpacked it and I thought about it some more, I realized I have nothing to explain. I owe it to myself to make the right decision for me, and I have nothing to feel guilty about. So, to me, that was just setting myself free from that burden that I was putting on myself. And like I said, that guy that I said no to probably didn't even give it a second thought. And it's just, once again, being within this community of ladies, and some of us have been on this journey together for a long time. I think Wendy and I probably started at around about the same time, about 2 years ago. And if I look at her now, I can absolutely see the massive change. Like, she even looks younger. I can remember when in the beginning she was quiet, she was so reserved. And Wendy, if I look at you now, you're just glowing. It looks like you've lost 10 years somewhere, baby. And it's because you're just following your heart and following your dream, and that's amazing to see. So and that's why I keep coming back. That's why I love these. It's just, and even this awareness that I had this morning about, I only take action when I'm in pain, that was like a bucket of water was just poured over me, and I'm still processing that. So yeah, it's just good to be here.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And you're right. Like, I mean, it takes an environment to have you question your thinking even more. If you go, most people will go away from this experience and they'll be caught up in their life as it exists in this moment. And as it exists in this moment, it's not the life that you really want, but it's the life that you created. And you mostly did it unconsciously. My invitation is to create it consciously moving forward. And in order to do that, some things in your environment, internally in your head, as well as externally, need to shift so that you can create a new level of temperature, if you like, a new standard on the air conditioning unit, a new thermostat, turn it up so you've got a new tolerance level, and you're going to shiver or be a bit cold at first, because you're going to have to move and warm up and get fitter, right? Instead of just sitting back letting life happen, you've got to learn to move. And what's great about doing that is then when you move, energy moves as well. Emotion is energy in motion. When we get stuck and stagnant, we get blocked. And also blocked energy can also keep us more and more stuck and stagnant. It becomes this terrible cycle that we can get caught up into. And as Yolanda said, you know, as you unblock energy and you reprogram, the benefits of that go far beyond the reach of actually manifesting your goals. The benefits are a youthfulness, because you will look younger, because you're releasing energy and you radiate. I also look back on photos of me just 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, and I look much younger now than I did then, because I'm not stressed, right? Stress will age you, not age, not the number on the dial. It's stress. And so when you learn how to transform stress, which is massive in my module 1 of the Awaken Woman program, and all the ladies love that module, right? Massive, like I can show you, you can transform stress within minutes. You don't have to be fermenting in stress and percolating it and then have that age you and rip you off from energy in your body, and you end up struggling against it anyway. Imagine going swimming out in the ocean and you get caught up in a rip. Most people are like that. They get caught up in the ocean of life and they're caught up in a rip and they're fighting their way against the rip and they're exhausted. Or if they finally let go, well, two things happen. One of three things happen. They fight until they let themselves go, and then they get way downstream, and then they have to go through the effort of trying to figure their way back. Or they fight so hard they drown and literally lose their sense of life and direction. Pretty morbid, but I'm giving you a metaphoric truth, right? But what if there was a vehicle available that could come and sweep you up, put you on the back of the vehicle and take you to where you want to go? And that's what the Awaken Woman program is. It's that vehicle that gives you that alternate way. You still need to be able to put some thought into it and do some practice with it, but it won't exhaust you anywhere near the capacity of struggling against the old programming in your life that is so subconscious that you don't even know what you're fighting against. The other benefits of unblocking those energies is not just youthfulness, which seriously, you don't have to spend so much money on skincare products and all that sort of stuff. That's a big saving right there. But you also will have energy to be able to focus and direct that energy into creating more wonderful experiences for yourself and your family and for your life. You'll also have, here's a key one. This is crucial. You'll learn how to trust yourself again. So you can stop giving away, looking for the answers outside of yourself. It's fairly common for a lot of ladies who come to me, they're pretty addicted to psychics. Now, I am psychic and I'm not against going to see psychics. But when you're going every other week or every other month, because you're trying to have the confidence and reassurance that life's going to get better. What's going to happen in the relationship? Am I going to manifest this money in this job? If we're always looking outside of ourselves for answers rather than and not trusting ourselves, that's a really difficult pathway to be on, and it puts you're giving away your power. In the Awaken Woman program, I am teaching you how to access your intuitive knowing by teaching you how to love yourself, create healthy boundaries, because most people do not even know what boundaries are, let alone, have them. Or if they have them, they're really leaky. So, and that comes up in the patterns of people pleasing, for example, right? And then overstepping the mark, anticipating and just stepping in and helping everybody else. And sometimes they don't even want your help, but you're doing it because you want to please people, right? And then you're wondering why they're not happy about it. It's like, because that's another version of overstepping boundaries, right? But you couple that with having this extra sensitive awareness about, energies, but not having any boundaries. That's where suffering really comes in, because you've just got this mismatch of energy. Well, what I'm teaching you to do is really tune back in, help you heal the past traumas, help you really reconnect with yourself, with your intuitive knowing. And that way you're going to be able to trust yourself with the steps you take in the coordinates of moving towards the rich, juicy experiences that light you up, setting dreams and setting goals, creating a vision that really gets you bouncing out of bed every single day. Is that rich and juicy, ladies? Yeah, awesome. So on that moment, let's go back to this goal sheet, because I really want to go to the coordinates of this. When it comes to setting a goal, it's really important. There's 5 pieces, the rules of the powerful goal. One is it must be in first person. So you say I, right? The second one is present tense. So you want to create the goal as if it's already happening now. You want to have it positively stated. I mentioned this the other day specifically, like a lot of women want to get out of debt. Well, that's not necessarily the most positive statement. You want to see the bank balance get to 0, or you want to be able to add, have an extra 5,000 a month come in per month. So you work out the numbers that you need in order to get out of debt, and then you focus on the influx, the inflow of that money, so that you can choose that to clear the debt. Does that make sense? Yeah. There was another example I think Melanie put on there, to get rid of, lose the chin, the double chin. I said, that's a negative statement, right? So you want to focus on the positive statement. I want to be able to, I choose to see, I'm excited because I now see my chin, my slim chin in the mirror when I look at myself. That's a positively framed statement. It needs to be short, because if it's too long, you're not going to remember it. And it needs to be emotionally meaningful to you. This is where we're bringing in the thought, we're bringing in the image, and now we're bringing in the fire. It's the fuel of the emotion that's going to connect you to it. And it's the fuel of the positive emotion. Hence why it's emotionally meaningful. Because remember when I said on day 1, most people say, oh, I want this. This is the goal. By the way, I'm using I want language because that's usually the first level that people are coming in at. But you'll hear me use the word I desire, which is much more higher vibrating word that will connect you to what you want. Because when you say I want, you're actually not believing you've got it, because you don't have it. So I want it implies I don't have it. I desire. What happens with desire? It's more passion, right? When you desire something. The thing with passion, it's fueled with positive energy. So hence why the word desire has a lot more vibration frequency to it that will get you connected to what you want more than saying what I want. Does that make sense, ladies? Just to give you the distinction, because many of you have worked with me for a while and you go, why is she choosing the want word again? I'm just going, the layering up. And so remember when I said that most people say I want this, but then their brain goes, because you say I want it, then the brain knows, oh, that means I lack it. So it's going, well, I don't want the debt anymore. I want the money, but I don't want the debt anymore. And they're thinking about the lack or the past experience of not achieving that goal before. So then we catapult that into the future. Does that make sense? You with me on that? You understanding that? Cool. So you want to make sure first person, present tense, positively stated, short and sweet, and emotionally meaningful. And then you also want to make sure that they're done in the SMARTY principle. So they're set up in a way where they're very specific. You're clear on what it is that you desire. They're measurable. How are you going to measure it? If you're choosing to be able to return to your ideal weight, what is that measurement? Are you dropping from 80 kilos to 70 kilos? right? So you want to be able to measure it so you can track and measure it, and you've got the feedback. Maybe it's dress sizes, maybe it is money in the bank, maybe it's number of sales in a month, maybe it is whatever it is for you. It might be running 5 miles or 5 kilometers, and like at the moment you've never run before in your life and you think, oh my goodness, but if I run 500 meters, it's measurable, I've taken action. Yes. Okay, you haven't got 5 kilometers yet, but you've done 500 meters. Celebrate that. It's 500 meters closer to the 5 kilometers. Does that make sense? And when you can measure it, you can celebrate it, and and then you've got like improvement. You've got like that space to be able to go, oh, a little healthy competition. Let me make it even 600 meters, and do that for a few days. And then it's like a kilometer, and then it's 2 kilometers and 3, and before you know it, you're doing 10, and you're going past your goal. Pretty cool? So it's measurable. Attainable, meaning based in your life experience and what your skill set is and your circumstances are, is it attainable for you in the time frame that you're setting the target for? That is a key distinction there. Because I believe that anyone can pretty much create whatever they want if they give themselves enough time to tap into all the skills and resources and to delete all the crap from the past mentally and emotionally in order for them to be able to create that. I'll give you a really obvious example. If you said, I want to go to the moon, I want to travel to the moon, right? Would you agree that requires some skills, some training, some networking connections to be out before you even go up there? So it would be really, but let me tell you what most people do. They set themselves big goals because they're excited about it, and they think they're caught up in this, well, I can have anything. Well, yeah, but you've got to have it in a system. You've got to understand the system of manifesting, right? And when a lot of women or people set these goals and then they don't achieve them in the time frame because they're unrealistic, then they beat themselves up about it and they make themselves, they're not good enough. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of this. And then it's just like this wasted energy rather than going, hang on a sec, did I set the goal up with the SMARTY principle? What strengths have I got? What skills have I got? What resources am I tapping into through myself? And what am I calling into my life? And here's the biggest one, what am I allowing myself to receive? Because most of the time, everything you need is already within availability. This is where the woo-woo part comes in, right? It's already available to you. But most people block themselves, lock the doors of the house. It's like having a house and keeping all the doors and the windows shut and the blinds down and saying, I want visitors to come over, but you never let them in. And that's a huge, big issue of why a lot of the goals are not brought into manifestation for people. So you want to make sure that they're attainable and that you allow yourself to actually call those resources in and let them in and allow yourself to be able to connect them. Is it relevant? So this is coming back to that emotional meaningfulness, but also connected to your core values. Your core values are going to be what you make every single decision on in your life. But if you've been giving away your energy to help other people build their life, and you've forgotten what is the most valuable aspects of your life, what's really important to me, because we've adapted and adopted other people's values so much that we've lost a sense of who we are, it becomes difficult to set goals. That's why it draws a blank and go, well, I know I don't want this, but I don't know what I want. And it's because the core values have been lost out of sight. And that's one of the things that we want to do and bring you in together. Now, the whole process, which is again why I have the Awaken Woman program as a spiritual gym, as a permanent membership, is because the process I take you through is a layered process to help you be reprogrammed, but it is by no means linear. It's a dance. I'm teaching you the science, and then when you understand the science of that process, you then tap into the artistry of knowing what skills and tools to pull into, because it's that next part in your life of what's required for the energy development or energy release or energy transformation for what you need in that moment. Powerful? And some of you on this call right now, you're probably reconnecting with that one too. You want to make sure it's got a time on it. You want to put yourself with a date, a time stamped into the ether. By this time is when you're creating it, so that you put yourself in the gear and get into momentum. If you don't schedule it, it won't happen. Never happens. And yet what's amazing, when you put something in the schedule and you really put a bit of pressure on yourself, it's amazing what you get done, isn't it? So you must schedule it. Here's the biggest one though, the big kahuna in the whole thing is why. Why do you want that goal? If you don't have a strong, emotionally meaningful why, that ideally it goes even beyond yourself. We will sometimes go for goals for ourselves, but we rarely let other people down, especially when we take a stand for something. Why are you doing the goal? How is it going to benefit your family, the community, the world at large, because you go for that goal? Now, not all goals are going to be set up in that manner. That's okay. But if it's a really big, hairy, audacious goal, like creating a business, you got to dig deeper than just your own personal why. Initially, you'll probably have your why to get you out of survival mode, and you want to have certain money to come in. But I promise you, if you can dig deep in the early days and set roots in of your reason why you're doing something, then every hurdle that comes your way, you're going to find a way to leap over. You won't give up. But when it's just for you, it's too easy to quit when it's no longer as enthusiastic in the moment to go for it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you've got the sheet there. I'm not going to use all of that information. Is that powerful? Does that help you to be able to revisit, like, what's your big goal? And if you're on the call replay, I'm inviting you to share the big goal that goes forward. And you can go through your document here and check that out to go through the exercise for you. So if you're ready to finally clear the mental clutter and ditch self-doubt and take the right action to confidently manifest your dreams and desires, if that's you watching the replay and you want to join the rest of us in the Awaken Woman program, the next step is to join us and make now the time for you to design your life as an awakened woman. And it's a step-by-step roadmap to wildly manifesting more of what you desire without the fear of failing, overwhelm, or manipulative tactics. And the bottom line is you get to join us today when you connect with this link here. And if you click on that link, it will take you to a screen. I'll just share that with you right now. I'll share this one here. There's an opportunity that I'm inviting you to connect with joining us, and it is, I'm not going to go through all this on this call right now. It's got the opportunity here. You can reach out to me and connect with me. But if you'd like to join us in the Awaken Woman program, it really is filled and packed with the most amazing content available for you, so that you can, in module 1, you'll transform your stress and release the resistance. It's the first big thing that you need to be able to do, and you need to be able to really get in connected with this one. Everybody experiences stress, but most people don't know how to handle stress and manage it so that they can use that energy and transmute that energy to be able to use it and to direct them forward. Module 2, I'm going to take you through letting go. This is a crucial piece. I set you up in module 1 to give you the tools so that when you experience stress, you can release that stress with emotional intelligence. Module 2, we then go and we take a real look at some of those grief and losses and help you let go of those and reprogram your mind in a powerful way so that you can let go of all the old resentments and anger and pain that's been keeping you stuck and feeling blah with life, and really empower you to be able to step into your heart again, trust yourself, and truly live with unconditional love and raise your vibration with the energy that is required for you to manifest more of what you desire at warp speed. In module 3, and then you're starting to get your power back now. We're really getting into the state of your energy with your state, story, and strategy, and we go through really connecting with that so you step into a more confident version of yourself. And module 4, we go through those core values and the rules to win. And probably for the first time in your life, you're going to be shown how to access you know, what's that important part in you in your life? What is important for you? And I'll take you through a process that you can do again and again and again. It will continue to evolve, but you'll be able to have the ability to redirect your compass back to your true north, no one else's but yours. So you start to trust yourself. You start to make better quality decisions for your life. And each time you make a better quality decision with that based on your true core values, life gets really exciting and full of delicious moments, full of joy. And then day 5, remember the chiropractor analogy where I said there's going to be some other exercises that keep you in that alignment. Module 5, not day 5, module 5 is going to give you a lot more of those daily practices, morning, noon and night, that will help you reinforce those new thinking habits, those new physical habits that support you energetically to stay in alignment with creating with your success rituals. And module 6, we revisit your goals again, but this time now we've got a lot more support with it, and we set from the vision, your goals and your dream bucket, and we actually activate those, aligning it with more prosperity and wealth abundance. There's so much many tools in here. There's the video trainings, you've got the intuitive journals every week, you've got the meditations every week. There's also bonus call video trainings with group calls where you, again, watching and doing transformations with people just like yourself if you're watching the replay, going through a lot of the issues and the stuck energies that you've probably experienced yourself or in the motion of experiencing yourself, so you can see, hear and feel that experience and have those shifts for yourself as well. Some of the things that the ladies are saying is Pam, she just loves the talk program, especially module 1. As I said, it's a real popular one. Dropping from the head to the heart. That is the hardest journey for any person on the planet. I've traveled the world, 7 continents and 58 countries. And those journeys and adventures have been wonderful. But the hardest journey I've ever had was the one to drop from here 18 inches down to my heart and really be in my body. Practice learning being in that feeling. And this process that I'm taking you through is just like I have with all the other ladies, helping you to get out of your head from all that over-analyzing and overthinking and stuck in those programs to get back into your body and learning how to feel the full landscape of energy. And remember, energy is not yours, it's universal. It's not copyright to you, but I teach you how to be able to look at that energy, transmute the energy and shift it so it's more powerful for you as well. So if you'd like to connect with us on this one, you've got there's extra bonuses that are included, but it's $997 to join us for the full membership program for life, as well as the Facebook group. You get the support for that ecology, that unit, that support where you get that community of sisterhood that joins us and joins you as well. Plus, if you pay in full, you'll get the 5-day challenge, this video series you've been watching, access to that for lifetime access with all the video training, the printables, and you'll get a 45-minute private strategy and balance call with me, which is valued at $997, and that alone is worth the $997. Would you agree, ladies? Those are on the call. Yeah. So I wasn't going to offer that, but I thought I'd pop it in there because I know that some of the ladies who have been on this challenge have been invited by many of you who are already in the program. So I want to just, it's kind of my way of saying, thank you, and I want to help bring them into speed very quickly to enjoy the process with you as well. Now, if there is a payment plan option of $397 today, and then 2 more monthly payments of $397 to help you if you need a flexible payment plan. But you won't get the extra bonus, these bonuses here, if the early bird bonuses, if you go on the payment plan. However, you will get the benefit of 3 extra bonuses when you join. It's whether it's pay in full or whether it is a payment plan. You get the Awakened Woman Manifesto, which becomes your guiding star, your north, help you implant some new core values that are going to help you succeed in soul-aligned success. Bonus 2 is worth its weight in gold. I've put a price there, a value of $297, but really, you really want to put another 0 on that. Because when it comes to the power questions, these are ones that help you unlock your mind very quickly and get unstuck really fast. And so it helps you master your brain and move forward. And then there's the energy toolbox, which is packed full of extra tools and some really cool strategies with the video training on how to use energy and shift you to shape a better future for yourself. As I said, there's a couple of painful early bird bonuses for the next 4 days if you jump on in. And when you enroll, you can go through this page. There's simply an order form. You can pick your option and you can get started immediately and be inside the group. If you would like to make a call or reach out to me, you want to have any questions, just simply send me a message. I'll probably touch base with every single one of you anyway over the course of the next 3 or 4 days. But how valuable on a scale of 1 to 10 has today been for you ladies? 10? 10, 10, 10. Michelle, you're at work now. Yeah? Was it 10 for you? Valuable? She can't hear me. She's talking, she's typing. Okay, Yolanda, why was it a 10 for you? Let's open it up. Michelle has put her hands up and she said it's 10. Okay, thank you. Yolanda.
10 for me, because of the reminder, because of that awareness of don't wait until you are in so much pain that you have to go and get a doctor or get help or whatever to get yourself into gear. Take action, even if it's just one little step. I love the anatomy of the goal because I come from the corporate world where goal setting, the SMART goal thing, has always been shoved down your throat. But I had a negative connection to it because they always tried and just put that goal just outside of your reach, just so that in case the supervisor doesn't like you, that they have something to sort of, slap you down and keep you in. And so when I started working with you and you added the why, the smarty, the why at the end, it changed everything for me. And instead of having that big, hairy, audacious goal that scares the crap out of you, which I still think is good. I still think it's good to have a stretch goal. So with the attainable, it's still a stretch. You must still get out of your comfort zone, but not like you said, I want to go to the moon next week. That's crazy. But I can go to the moon if I really want to. There's definitely a possibility that I can go to the moon within the next 5 years or so. Okay. So that stretch. And just focusing on why I'm doing it, because we all go through life and obstacles and ups and downs and friends and negative talk. And if you tell somebody, this is my goal, they're going to go, oh, you're crazy. You can't leave your job for that business, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. And then you start spinning and thinking, yeah, they're right. And I've tried this before and it didn't work. But if you know why you want to do this, it's going to keep you motivated and inspired, and it's going to help you get out of bed every day and think, well, okay, today I'm not telling anybody, I'm just going to show them, because my goal is there. And once I've achieved my first step, I can go back and say, yay, look, I've done this, and now the next step and the next step. So for me, just analyzing the goal, and sometimes, and that's the mistake I made as well, is I made the goal too big, and then if I didn't reach it, I beat myself up about it. So now I've learned, since working with you, I've learned, and I think with Wendy is one of those where she had this all bundled up in one big thing, and then you helped her to break it down. I can't remember which program it was, but it was just breaking it down into smaller chunks, and it was, I think, half of the time that she expected to do it, she actually got her RV and she got on the road, and because the goal was now all of a sudden so attainable, because it was broken down into little deliverables or milestones or whatever. So, and that's what I love about this goal setting process that you work with. And I mean, like you said, today was just a touch on it, where in the Awaken Women program, we go into more working with it in detail, and you actually take somebody through the whole process of breaking down their goal. And the one that stands out for me was the way you worked with Wendy that day, where she didn't know, she knew sort of what she wanted, but she wasn't too clear about it, and you helped her unpack and the vision and everything. So for me, that's what I love about this program. And I think we have a live call next week, don't we?
For the Awaken. We do.
Yes.
And
so
just
don't wait, jump in and join us next week for the live call and enjoy the juiciness.
so as you, just to be clear, because many of you know that, you know, the value of this program, it's worth well over $10,000. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So when I make it like $997, that gives you lifetime access to, for the ladies coming in, it gives you lifetime access to the full membership area with all the tools and the skills, and you get to go back to that, and you're also accessing the Facebook group. When you join us with that one, you'll then get an opportunity for a 30-day free trial for the monthly membership, which includes the monthly live group calls. So there's no excuses, you get a freebie, right? I'm putting that in, and then after that it's $97 a month, but for that $97 a month, you're getting access directly with me inside those live group calls that allows you to have those processes. Sometimes they're meditations, sometimes they're processes, sometimes we unpack whatever's going on for you or someone else in the group, and it always impacts you if you're on the call or watching the replay. And then you get the access to those replays and the bank of the library of the video calls that we've done in the past, which are gold. Would you agree, Wendy, as well? I know Yolanda's already nodding. Totally worth it. To access me one-on-one for a 15-minute call is US at this stage, and it's going up. It's $200 US just for the balance. To do a strategy and balance for an hour, it's $1,500. So I'm giving you a really amazing opportunity. And Yolanda and Wendy, I mean, those been witnessing the calls this week, you can see how quickly, there's no messing around. I see straight through it. I don't swap time for money. I swap money for results. And would you agree, Yolanda and Wendy, that results is something I'm genius at helping you get? So you don't need to be wasting a lot of time or energy or money. Just jump on in and join us with the Awaken Women program if you're not yet participating. For some of you who are already in the Awaken Women program but you haven't yet got access to the monthly calls, you can reach out to me and I'll show you how to get access to that, and I'll honour the 30-day free trial for you as well, and then it's $97 a month. Those of you who are on the journey, you know it's worth staying on the journey and jumping in for anything I create, because I always give some amazing experiences to join me on fulfilling and creating something, and you always get my loyalty program. So the other thing too is that when you join the monthly membership area, you'll get access to discounts moving forward on different elements that I create moving forward. Unlike unless you like paying full price for everything all the time. Not me. So Wendy, would you like to just, first of all, actually, Yolanda, can I just invite you just to share, if you've got something to say to anyone who might be sitting on the fence about joining our sisterhood in the Awaken Women program and getting the results they want for their life, what would you say to them?
Don't think about it. Don't wait. Just jump in and do it. I was also, when I started, I didn't know where I was going to get the money from because I was unemployed at that stage, so I didn't have any income. But I had a credit card. So I jumped in. I just trusted the process. I knew that my soul was calling for this. I knew that I needed it. So I jumped in, and the money appeared. I got a little sideline jobby here and there, and the money just happened. So just if you are here, it means your soul is calling for this, and it means that you need to take the next step because you owe it to yourself. That's what I would say.
Awesome. Fantastic. And so true. And I hear that something, I mean, the amount of times that I've seen the ladies go, but I don't have any money, or I'm broke, or I've got no job, but I know I need this. And every time, without fail, when you've made that investment, jumped on in, magic happens. All sorts of miracles come into fruition, and it's a fun experience, and you won't regret it. In fact, most of the ladies have also then invested more to come on the next level programs and just accelerate even more. Even once you clear all the energy stuckness and the lower denser energies, all of a sudden you have new possibilities that open up, and you have bigger dreams than you can ever wildly imagine where you're at right now. And I've got goosebumps because I know someone who's listening to this replay right now is bursting into tears energetically, meeting me at the soul level right now. But like, what is possible? I promise you, is so beyond what you can even dream right now. And it's rich and it's juicy and you deserve it. And I know that I can help you get there with creating this, with the vehicle that we've got, helping you to create what you want to create for your life. And so the world gets to get the full benefit of you and your energy. Wendy, just final words, what would you say to someone who's watching this who might be going, I don't know, where am I going to get the money from? What am I going to do?
Yeah, jump in and do it, because I wasn't quite sure where I was going to get the money from either, but it did appear almost to about the $3 out, I think. It was almost to the exact amount. And yeah, like, you've got so much to gain, and it's not worth worrying about where you're going to get the money to do it and miss out because you're doubtful. And the other thing you mentioned today was you learn to trust yourself again, and I think that's a big part of it. So then things do go on from there, and it's just going with the flow. It's just flowing along with it, and it does happen. You do see it. There's proof there. It just does happen. Yeah.
Awesome. Fabulous. I love the magpie in the background confirming.
Sorry, I've moved around a few places to try and get away from noise. It's a lovely place. I'm at Colac in Victoria, and I'm sitting by this beautiful big lake. It's lovely.
Share a little bit, like, for those who are watching this who have not yet met you. I mean, what you right now, you are living your dream.
Yes. It was a lifelong thing that we were going to work, and when we thought, retired as such, we were going to go travelling. Didn't quite work out as we planned, but that's okay. We still got to do our goal. So if it doesn't work out one way, then there's a lots of other avenues, and it'll work out different ways. Yeah. So
awesome. How has being part of the Awaken Woman program, and even like the other level programs you've been with me, how has that helped you realize this dream for you and Fred? I can hear him in the background. Say hi, Fred.
He's not here now, but he's just, oh no, it's been really good. I mean, Fred's been, he was really sick, and we didn't think he was going to make it. But 9 years down the track, he's still going, and we're living that dream that we did have, that goal that we had. Every time we got up for work, or we were rushing around like mad people trying to mix work and raising a family and doing all those things, and we promised ourselves that one day we would do this. Well, the one day's here. Yeah, and it's really good. Awesome. And things like I say, just the confidence is back. I got very fearful at doing everything in life at one stage, and like I said, I've been in Melbourne for about 3 days, and I would have probably just dissolved into tears and not even got on a tram again. Oh, I think I've lost my.
We went silent.
I've cut out. Okay.
That's awesome, and that's where we I think we've lost you. Anyway, that's where we really helped with Wendy shift through a lot of those fears on, the programming and attachment to family, programming and attachment to the house, programming and attachment to all the things that afraid of losing, but had taken her side off the gaining side, and then we moved her through all of that and created, and since then Wendy's created an amazing dream come to life. I think we've lost her, but we'll call it an end anyway to today's recording. I want to say thank you, and if you're watching the replay, I honour you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're on the live call, thank you very much for playing full out. To all the ladies in the talk program, and I'm so grateful for you, because you really help the community be what it is. And for every woman that comes into it, I'm thanking you in advance too, because your soul has been called home, and we look forward to embracing you and welcoming you into our community and helping you bring your dreams to life as you design your life and live your dreams. So love, light, and manifesting lots of magic. Have an amazing day.